What's up, guys, and welcome to the first ever episode of this new series that I'm doing. Now, this series is going to be more informational based / opinion based, and this just makes it a lot more fulfilling for me, and it gives you guys a reason to actually watch the video and take something away from it instead of me doing a overly generic and saturated day in the life video, which I don't even really feel like I'm cut out to do. I mean, my day is probably just as similar to yours, and maybe I make food that's a little differently. And before I get into the video itself, I do want to give a brief little life update. And the first thing being is that I just recently graduated college with a degree in mechanical engineering. And this is great because I no longer have to be this jack of all trades and a master of none. Even my last semester, I was taking 5 classes. I was taking Intro to Neuroscience, Thermal Fluids, History of Art, Social Entrepreneurship, and Senior Design / Drone Design, because our capstone was to design a drone. But if you list all of those out, none of those actually correlate or connect in any way. It's just so hard to divide my attention in 5 different places at once and try to be as efficient as possible and become as educated as possible in each of those subjects when I can't really bounce off of each one. And the second thing is that I am not really in the condition that I want to be in. I just recently tore my ACL and my meniscus. So I tore my ACL tore my ACL and meniscus back in April, and then I got surgery 4 weeks ago in New Jersey, and I then moved here to Florida, and this is essentially my first week here. And people have asked me, Luke, how are you doing mentally? Even just the recovery process alone of the ACL is a huge thing to go through. It takes about a year for your leg to feel like it's yours again fully and for you to play sports. And I always say I'm doing fine. And it's not because I think the recovery process is going to be easy. It's not because I think I have superpowers, but it's because I know God has a plan for me, and I also know that He's rooting for me. And now some of you are probably thinking, Luke McHugh talking about God, where does that come from? And if you're one of my high school friends, you're probably thinking that. If you're one of my close friends from college, you're probably not surprised. And just to give a little bit of a background on it, I wasn't born into Christianity. My parents aren't Christian. But I do give a lot of credit to who I am today to my parents. And I'm not just saying that because they're probably watching this. I actually do believe that they raised me correctly and in the right way. But what I've realized, because I've been surrounded by agnostics and atheists and Christians that aren't really Christians, or don't really act like Christians, I guess. What I've realized is that everyone just seems to be arrogant as to what Christianity is. And not only do I realize that they're arrogant or ignorant, I realize that I myself can be arrogant as well. I can't quote scripture very well. I don't know the word of God very well. And I don't always act like the Christian that I hope to become. Sometimes. There was this one time in particular, one of my friends, a semester at college, was acting sort of weird, and we all thought, my friends and I saw it, but we all thought that it's just the end of the semester and we have finals coming up and everyone's just really tired. And we were studying for our last final one night, and my friend goes, does anyone want to go for a walk? Now, not only are we studying for our last final it's also pouring rain out. So me and all my friends are looking at each other like, what? Are you crazy? No. I mean, I'm personally thinking, I need to focus on myself. I need to do my own thing. I need to get this last final over with. And the thing is, Christ says, whatever you do to the least of these, you do to me. And not only that, we see him putting relationships over worldly things the entirety of his life. And we see that ultimately at the crucifixion, where he sacrifices himself just to have a relationship or a chance at a relationship with you and I. And because I knew that Jesus would walk with me if I really needed it, I chose to walk with my friend. And so I ended up going on this walk with my friend. Me and another one of my friends actually goes on the walk with me. And we end up having a conversation for 3 hours. And at the end of the 3 hours, my friend says that he finally opens up and says that he'd been thinking about harming himself. Now, because I believe that Jesus led me to help my friend, we were fortunate enough to be able to get him the help he needed. And I know maybe not everyone will see it that way, that maybe it was just my own intuition to help him, but that's how I see it. I was in the scenario. And the thing is, throughout that 3-hour conversation, my friend said to me, the world is evil, so that means that God must be evil because he's the creator of the world, if he even exists. And I tried to explain to him how that's not true, but ultimately I feel like I failed in that discussion. And I guess that's sort of one of the reasons why I'm making these videos, so that I can talk about things like this more, so that I can better explain misconceptions about God in a more intellectual way. And the second reason, I guess, for starting these videos is because of my ACL injury. I remember when this first happened, I remember when this first happened, I was really questioning God's plan for me, because I am a bodybuilder, and the muscle atrophy you get on your leg post-surgery is insane. It takes about 1.5 to 2 years, I've been told, to get your leg back up to the size and the shape that it originally was. And I've made so much progress over the past 3 years of me really being committed to working out consistently. That's just so hard to see all that progress slowly fade away. I remember first being officially told that it's an ACL and meniscus tear, that I was just completely distraught. But 30 minutes in, I soon realized that I had been praying for this all along. Over the last year, I've been praying for challenges from God. And the thing is, I was praying for challenges from God. I was praying for challenges, I was getting challenges, and I was overcoming challenges. But as I was overcoming these challenges, I was almost creating an ego in myself that, okay, I'm on this nonstop win streak. Anything God throws at me, I'm just gonna be able to handle, and it's gonna be super easy and everything's smooth sailing from now on. And then the thing is, Matthew 7:8 says, ask and you shall receive. And I guess also be careful what you wish for, because that's where God threw the ACL injury challenge at me. It kind of sounds like that ice bucket challenge. I forget what the acronym for it is. But my own interpretation of this is that God is saying, Luke, I see you overcoming all these challenges, but here's a new challenge that you can't really face head on. I need you to focus on me and use me as almost a backrest instead of relying on yourself and your ego. And not only that, but also show other people what it means to actually rely on me. And that's just my own interpretation of it. But I'm also not saying I'm some chosen one. There's this saying, flowers don't pick themselves, which is partially true, but it's not completely true because God has already chosen all of us. And the reason I say that is because God has chosen and created us in his image. And essentially what I'm getting at is that there are no chosen, there are only those who choose. And if you're thinking, okay, if God has chosen all of us, including me, why do I not feel some divine presence in my life? If he's chosen me, he must be around me, right? And what I say to that is, sorry, voice crack. That's what happens when you don't hit leg day for however long it's been. Testosterone's drop. But what I say to if you don't feel divine presence in your life is that a relationship doesn't grow if the feeling isn't mutual. And some of you are also probably thinking, how could he say that the ACL tear is a gift from God? It must be the devil, it's negative. It's a negative thing that happened, so it must be the devil. And what I say to that is, a lot of you give too much power to the devil and not enough power to yourself. You say, oh, the devil made me do it. I couldn't help myself. But you are taking away any power you have. And you're saying that no matter what I do, I will be led to ultimate failure. And that's leading you to your ultimate demise as well. And the reason that I say an ACL injury is a gift from God is because I believe that life in and of itself is a gift. Now, if I say life is a gift, I can't just say the ups and the highs in life are a gift, because that's not life, that's the wins and the positives. But if I say an ACL injury is a gift and life is a gift, and that means the another voice crack, jeez. The ups, the downs, and also the in-betweens are a gift because that's life. So when I was overcoming all these challenges, that was a gift. And now that I'm down here, that is also a gift. So you can't take one away from the other. And if you ever find it hard to actually be grateful for the lows in life, just know that every single time that you suffer, you're becoming better equipped for your friends, your family, your wife, your kids. And this is because we all, oh my God, I'm gonna try and redo the video because it's just gonna happen every time. It's kind of embarrassing, but whatever. Where even was I? Every single time you suffer, you're better equipping yourself for the loved ones around you. And this is because we all suffer, and there's no one that doesn't suffer. Whenever we suffer, we can connect in a more deeper, emotionally, and stronger way than we had before. I mean, even ask any war veteran about the camaraderie they had with their brothers. And they'll always say there's nothing stronger than the camaraderie they had with their brothers while they're on the battlefield or suffering together in some sort of way. And I'm not an advocate for war. I'm just saying and trying to show you the connection between suffering and relationships and how they can grow that bond. And I guess that kind of leads me into another point is that me making these videos is not a political statement. This is not Republican versus Democrat. This is not me dividing myself from other people because I believe in a God and others don't. Some political parties might believe in the prosperity gospel, which essentially says as soon as you believe in God, you will prosper and life will be in easy mode, which is not what Jesus teaches at all. He only promises a peace of mind throughout the storm and throughout the struggle. Excuse me. And another thing is that I don't even know why I'm laughing still. Another thing is that I am no Bryce Crawford. I am no Cliff Knechel. I never went to a Christian school. I don't have all this background information. This is me slowly learning as I go along. I mean, I've even gotten notes here because I'm not going to remember every single thing. And because I'm not going to be as precise in my wording as possible, I need you guys to correct me when I'm wrong. And I guess that means just throw in a comment down below if you hear something that you don't really agree with, because the whole point in this is to learn more. And as I said before, speak about this in a more intellectual way. And back to the Bryce and Cliff thing, you'll even hear me quote them sometimes because I just believe what they say, for the most part, is pretty well thought out. And for me to be able to explain it in the same way as them would be great. All right, I'm stopping the video right there because it was taking a little bit longer than I expected. But this means that the first episode is actually going to be the next video. And I also realized in this video, I never actually explained what the episodes are going to be. And essentially, I'm going to be picking a Bible verse and then breaking it down on my own. But once again, I'm going to need your guys' help. If I ever say something wrong, just comment down below. I'm also hitting the gym for the first time today since my ACL surgery. So I'm going to be doing that at the end of each video, including this one. And it's going to be super simple, just like an edit at the end. I just weighed myself this morning. I'm 193. And when I tore my ACL, I was 210. Because I was starting my cut from 215. And I look like dog water, and this is my first workout in about a month-ish, probably like 27 days. I think it's been like a week before I hit the 4-week mark. But I know not everyone's gonna be interested in this part, so if you wanna stay, that's great. Thank you. If not, peace out, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
So why is it so hard to let you go? To let you go. So why is it so hard to let you go? To let you go. So why is it so hard to let you go? Let you go. is it so hard?